And we're back. So here we go, Omar Perez on his own journey to show us in his own words how it feels to go upon the spiritual path or the path of self-discovery, learning more about yourself and who you are meant to be on this life on earth. Welcome to Westmatic Coaching, and we're back with our guest Omar Perez. So today's video is going to be about beyond mental health. How, as individuals on this path of self-discovery, can we start to see with a lens, with the truer eyes that see beyond the mental health labels that are very surface level? How can we start to see beyond into the core of our true essence, who we really are as humans and what we're doing on this planet we call Earth? So Omar, through his own lens and life experiences, is going to show us a unique version of what it looks like to go on this path of evolution. So Omar, what brought you into this path that we call spiritual awakening? And what was that catalyst, that experience that gave you the opportunity to really understand, wow, I'm having an awakening and I'm recognizing a higher truth?
It all started for me, growing up in middle school. It hit me real young. You would say Great Depression hit me in middle school real young. I saw all my friends around me, they were doing the same things, and I didn't see it stood out. Everybody was doing the same stuff. And how it really started for me was through meditation. I never looked for these things. I never researched it. And through meditation, I started seeing symbols, and I just started questioning. I started being a why person. I started questioning, how is this possible that I'm visualizing, I'm seeing symbols that I've never seen before?
And would you say that just because you were asking yourself questions, those why questions, since you were asking it with so much conviction, that you felt like that brought about that result of understanding more things in regards to reality?
Yeah, the more that I questioned these aspects that I'm realizing, everything just started to make sense when the things that I would research would be about something that I've never seen before, but I would see it through my meditation. So I came to the conclusion that, all the knowledge that you seek is already within.
So we're basically tapping into these understandings within our own intuition and reality. Do you feel like that's what happens? You
Yeah.
feel like we just shift into these realities intuitively, where we start to understand, wow, this is why things are happening in my life the way they're happening.
I feel like intuition has a lot of dictation.
How about lactation? So when do you start realizing things that are beyond mental health? Or that there was such a thing as going beyond mental health? And what this means for the human being once we realize more of who we are.
When I realized, instead of knowing, I can soothe or ease the anxiety that I was feeling. I had the intuition of going through it fully, through all that pain, through whatever was telling me that was me. I wanted to know it. Is this really me? Am I this anxiety? And as time passed on, I could have just smoked some weed, though, like me knowing I would have no anxiety anymore. But I wasn't satisfied knowing, or I wasn't satisfied not knowing if I could do it without any means externally.
Yeah.
I wanted just to question myself. Okay, if this is how I am, then I accept it. But as time passed on, just being sober and practicing meditation, breathing, just went away by itself. The anxiety.
So basically, meditation gave you a cure to what we categorize as mental health and helped you see beyond it. That you actually have control of all the things that are happening within you.
Yeah.
And that you don't have to depend on anything external, like treatment for, let's say, anxiety as a state of mental health.
Correct. Consistent meditation every day.
And meditation can be translated, tell me if you agree, with some sort of daily practice in regards to the alignment of pure awareness.
Yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely.
So thank you, Omar, for that response in regards to, your own mental health journey and how you were able to see beyond that, and how we actually have an internal cure for all these things that usually happen or that we feel like they need to be taken care of externally, like many types of mental illnesses that are called schizophrenia, psychosis, people that hallucinate, or what you were saying, anxiety, depression, all these mental patterns. And by you telling me about meditation, it just shows how that is just one cure out of many. And that perhaps all of these different mental diseases and health habits can be purified and cured through us understanding ourselves adequately. Not just on a physical level where we're calling things, oh, this person has psychosis, this one has schizophrenia, this one has anxiety, and then give them medication that's not going to treat the origin of the disease, but only treat the symptoms temporarily, or even at that. So what do you think in regards to all these other diseases? Is it because of lack of awareness on our behalf? Or are we truly categorizing what something is accurately to really help an individual cure?
I feel like putting a label on somebody is already in the wrong direction in according with any type of health.
Well-being in general.
Well-being in general, because that person is already, one, gonna believe that, and that has a big influence
Belief systems.
in their being.
So they're guided by that limitation.
So instead of them jumping directly to the cure, they're going firsthand from what they're being told.
So we can see that a limitation is being created, in a sense, a gap between us as human beings finding a solution to the relative problem, which is our health, which is our mental health and state of well-being, and also in regards to where the origin is at. Are we just looking really fast for the traditional answer, or are we actually diving deeper into ourselves and into the information available to find the cure, no matter what bias it might represent through your own belief system and perception? Because a lot of the times we judge the book by its cover. Some sort of holistic treatment in relation to doing chemotherapy at the doctor's office. We much rather go with the traditional route instead of actually waiting a little bit and taking a more riskier path that probably requires a little more belief in yourself, a little more faith that you can get better without harming yourself or following the rules, so to speak.
Yeah, and I feel like that belief system in one's own state of health just progresses as you evolve and as you believe more in yourself and your supernatural abilities.
Yep. And then that's when we can really talk about the shift, right? Now this is how I want to wrap up this video. The shift of going from a regular human and how you understand what is mentality and what is health, mental health, and you start to go beyond it. And this supernatural that you're starting to describe would then be the consciousness that we embody that takes us beyond the ordinary conventional human being and allows us to live from a place of true rejuvenation, of true life, living, being alive, what it feels like to be alive, right?
Don't exist. Live. Don't just exist. Live.
Live. Exactly. And dude, this is the beautiful thing. Then as soon as you start transitioning on this path of understanding more of yourself, it's like you're opening a portal to what is beyond mental health. Again, mental health is already so surface level. If you want to truly understand what is happening and understand your reality, that's going to take a different type of inquisition. Not just on the surface level based, but now on a more deeper contemplation. The mysterious, the unknown, taboo subjects. But by you having an open mind, you go beyond. And beyond in any sense, not just mental health.
Garfield couldn't have said it better.
And in doing that, let's evolve.
Let's evolve.
See you in the next video.